So good afternoon everyone. So by the way, I am Jeraldene Cuizon and welcome to our role profession program. So for today's video, we will talking about materials development in its importance. But before we will start, just hold on first. Okay, let's start. I know several times that we heard the word materials even at home or especially at school. But for today's video, we will focus about the materials and so what do you mean by materials and what is important? So materials is a course book that you use to refer anything, which usually used by the teachers learners to facilitate. Materials could be obviously anything such as videos, CDC, emails, YouTube, as well as newspapers, packages, and photocopies. These things are considered as materials that usually used in school. So, why do you think that materials is important at school? It's because they can be anything as what we mentioned earlier, which deliberately used to increase learners' knowledge and can help teachers to realize that they are also materials developers and responsible for the materials that the learners use. So, what makes materials develop? So, the things that make materials develop is that introductions, powder selection, binder selection, liquid formulation, both processing, and of course, the conclusions. In addition to that, teachers should study the principles and procedures of the design, implementation, and evaluation of the language teaching materials. So this time, I will show you the current trends and issues of the materials development. Current trends and issues in the material development. The problem of materials could be solved by training individuals to write books in their own language. Many of the larger language groups already have alphabet and reading materials. They have also educated people who could read the books needed for vernacular programs. For language, there were no alphabet or written materials. Educated members of three groups could work with linguistics and educators to prepare alphabets and educational materials. In addition to that, they found that the course book did not encourage adaptations or facilitate the tailoring of the materials to learning need. Furthermore, they also found that topics were generally banal and that there was a focus on politeness rather than conflict and competition. And next, I will show you the positive trends and negative trends of materials development.
Ikaw ang binibining na ninanais ko, binibining marikit na dalangin ko. Ikaw ang nagbigay ng kulay sa aking mundo. Sana ay kung habang buhay na ito. Ikaw ang binibining na ninanais ko, binibining marikit na dalangin ko.
So everything we did, we need feedback and evaluation for us to be mindful and develop. But what is evaluation and its important? Evaluation provides a systematic method to study a program, practice, intervention, or initiative to understand how well it achieved its goals. Evaluations help determine what works well and what could be improved in a program or initiative. Evaluation materials means notes, reports, or other documents which reflect, interpret, evaluate, include, or are derived from the confidential information. Why do we need evaluate materials? We need to evaluate materials in order to identify the popular and successful features of existing materials, which will help us to reproduce better materials, to choose suitable materials for language programs, to adapt the materials to make them better suit the needs of the students and the needs of teaching. So, there are three types of evaluation. So, the first is the pre-use evaluation, then the will-use evaluations, and the last is the push-use evaluation. Pre-use evaluation. It involves making predictions about the potential value of materials on people who use them. So, the second type of evaluation is the will-use evaluation, which measures the value of materials while using or while observing them being used. So, in measuring the activity should include the following: clarity of the instructions, clarity of the layout, credibility of the task, and of course, the achievability of the task. So, the next type of evaluation I will show you is the post-use evaluation. Post-use evaluation is probably the most valuable type of evaluation as it can measure the actual effects of the materials on the users. It can measure the short-term effect as it regards motivation, impact, achievability, instant learning. It can also measure the long-term effects as regards durable learning and application. It can answer such important questions. So in last, in order for us to be good in evaluating, especially the evaluators should master the items that is very useful. Of course, should master the. And that would be all for today's video. Thank you and once again, good day.
Ikaw ang binibini